Broadcasting from New York, New York. It's Grant's Rants, Hollywood Talk.
New year, new scandal. We're examining the Erika and Tom Girardi divorce and lawsuits very closely. We're even questioning their sex life. Later, Granny June and I talk about what we're doing during quarantine and reviewing what 2021 TV shows are on our radar. That and more now. Let the ranting begin. I am joined through Skype with Granny June Flori calling in from Rhode Island. I'm trying to keep the traditions of the podcast alive. We always kick off the new year, new episode with Granny. She's always got some advice and guidance. Let's take a look at what's on TV, and we're going to talk a little bit about Erika Jayne. That and more. Welcome, Granny. Welcome to the pod.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm here again. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope everybody's staying safe with this virus. So far, I'm doing pretty well myself. I've been living like a nun for the past almost year, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I don't get it.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's well out there, and I'm happy to be back to talk with you.
I think this is our fourth year doing this. The show's been on for 5. It started in August, so it must be our fourth year of kicking off the first episode of the year with you. So, famous for giving advice. I want to get your take and more about Erika Jayne. We'll give some advice at the end, but first, let me set it up. Before the holidays, there was this crazy long LA Times article all about Tom and Erika Jayne. If anyone's interested in looking at it, it took me literally, I was in line for a COVID test. It took me 30 minutes to read this whole article. The Legal Titan and The Real Housewife, the rise and fall of Tom Girardi and Erika Jayne. Granny, are you up to date on what's happening with Erika and Tom?
Well, I wasn't up until just a couple of days ago. I didn't realize that they were actually getting a divorce.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised about that because to me, it seemed as though they had a pretty good marriage. They've been together for like 21 years. And, I always thought it was kind of that 33-year difference. I wondered, if it made any difference. And it seemed to be working for them. So I was very surprised to hear that they were getting a divorce. But then after I realized that they were getting a divorce, I wasn't surprised.
Well, yeah.
Because, there's so many years difference. And he, whenever I saw them together, he really looked like an old man next to her, which he was.
I never believed they shared a marital bed. I never believed it because in the scenes we saw, it looked like she was visiting like a grandparent in a nursing home. I never believed that they were really in each other's lives that much where they were so close. I never really bought into it.
Yeah. Well, to me, it looked as though he really, really adored her and would have, done anything to keep her happy, which I guess he did because now he's broke, as he claims he's broke. He went through millions of dollars.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. How bad? I did feel bad for him in the beginning because I thought she used him up, got her fame, got the Broadway show, and ditched him. But now there's all this legal end of things. Apparently, he just borrowed money and allegedly used it. He used the funds for other things to pay off other debt, and the money that was supposed to go to victims that they won in court, he pocketed himself. And now there's all this alleged thing that Erika was involved, that she allegedly used some of these funds for her lifestyle. So she's involved in one of these lawsuits. Was Erika really in the dark here? Did she really not have a clue what the husband was doing?
I don't know, and I don't think she cared if he was. I don't know if she knew about it, and I don't think she cared if she did know about it. Even if she did know, because as long as she was getting what she wanted, It's the same old story. I didn't want to think that about their marriage. I thought it was working because she claimed that when they met, she stood by him and helped him and devoted all her life to him until it was time for her to have her life. And I'm sorry that it did turn out that way, but it's the same old story of an older man being taken in by a young, beautiful woman. And he really believes that, she's crazy about him. So the only thing that he feels that will keep her with him is to spend money on her and keep her happy that way. Yeah. But now it claims that he was cheating on her with some judge for about 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to save her behind in all these legal proceedings and the divorce, the fact that he stepped out on her. But again, what is she going to make? Now, she, said that she has no agreement, no prenuptial agreement with him, but it doesn't sound like he's worth anything. So I don't know what she's going to get out of it, and they're going to liquidate the assets according to this unverified article. I'm saying so from here on out, like it's a little unverified, but Champagne and Shade says that basically they were due in court this week. But she was on vacation with the show, so she didn't show up. Now, a trustee was appointed for them in this bankruptcy case, and they're going to go through all of their belongings, including all of her jewelry and clothes. And she can't hide anything because all of those items have been shown on the show.
He's a lawyer, and he knows all the ins and outs. And he's done a lot of shady deals, I guess, in the past. So if he had any knowledge or inkling that she was cooling off and looking to leave him, he has many ways that he can hide a lot of that money and make himself look bankrupt and, have nothing. I don't believe it because he would know how to do that. When people are going through a divorce, when a man wants to get a divorce, he takes all his time because it gives him time to hide his money and all his assets. So, that gives, when it takes a long time to get a divorce, it's to a man's advantage. And he probably, being a lawyer, he probably knew just which way to go and how to hide it. So, but she has gotten plenty out of him during their marriage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's verified on Instagram, which is really the only currency you need nowadays. But she's got the manager, she's got the agent. You can't kill someone's career when they've got a following and an agent. So she'll be able to do whatever she wants. This might even help her in the long run. But I mean, she is a woman of a particular age. So I don't know how that's going to all work out. It's not like she's got the rest of her life to be able to, reinvent herself, but she's also not ancient either. I mean, there's some time there, but I don't really feel too bad for her. I don't like Erika Jayne, so I mean, I don't have any dog in this fight. That's a terrible thing to say. I don't even like using that example, but I don't really care for either of them. I'm not interested really in what happens here. I can tell you right now, there's all these rumor reports that are out there that she's going to be talking about this a lot on the show. Even Lisa Rinna said, she's going to talk about it. I'll believe it when I see it, which I won't be seeing it because I'm not going to watch. It's never going to happen. Someone like her is going to say it's a legal issue. It's up to it's all being reviewed by judges and lawyers in the court. I can't say anything, and that's going to be the end of it. We'll see her in other ways where she won't have the glam squad, she won't be wearing the wedding ring, and then the women can talk about that. But as far as what's really happening, they're not going to cover anything like that.
Well, the thing is this, she has used him to get where she is today. He's given her everything, all her costumes and her jewelry, and he's paid for her shows and everything. So she has used him to get where she is. And as far as him having some kind of a relationship with another person, I mean, that man, how old is he? Is he 80?
I believe he's older than 80. I believe he's above 80.
Well, I mean, what kind of a relationship is he going to have with somebody else? I mean, if he's cheating, I'm sure he's just talking. I don't think he's doing much as far as sex is concerned.
Yeah, but, I mean, the male ego, though. I mean, he doesn't seem like a humble person. So
no,
he's never going to stop.
I never particularly cared for either one of them.
Yeah,
I just thought that they had a pretty good marriage, and I'm kind of surprised. But then again, I'm not surprised because those January and June marriages never seem to last. She's gotten what she's wanted out of him. And don't worry, she's still young and pretty enough that she'll find somebody else.
Oh,
she'll
definitely.
latch on to somebody else. Don't worry about it. She'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll be interested to see who the next man is because now we're actually going to see what her type really is because we've only seen her with Tom, who's an elderly man. So now we're going to see what kind of man is Erika really into because she's only been surrounded by gay men. So now we're going to see the real Erika come out, which buys her all this time on Housewives. We'll never get rid of her, whether you like it or not. She'll be there because this really gives her storyline some juice, you know? You talked about hiding assets and things. Now, in that LA Times article that I read back in December, they did say that in her name, I guess she has an LLC or whatever for her production.
Yeah.
Money was given, money was rolled over there at some point. So, I mean, you know, if they're talking about that at the LA Times, I'm sure a judge is on that, a lawyer is on that. But, you know, it's interesting. You know, Erika in the past has made, you know, slight brags about, you know, how expensive the Expensive to Be Me music video was. She said that she spends $40,000 a month on glam. I mean, so all this information is out there. So it doesn't look good. She should never put money, don't discuss money. Especially facts and figures like that. It's all going to come out to work against her. And I don't know what she's going to walk away from this marriage with. You know, the jewelry, that's going to be liquidated. The house, that'll probably be foreclosed on. I mean, what's she going to come out with?
She'll be fine. She'll have men already knocking on her door, wanting to be involved with her. And she'll pick one that has money. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be fine. She probably has already found somebody else, and even maybe while she was married to him. So she won't take too much time before she's back out there if she isn't already. I don't like to accuse her of anything, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
She won't have any trouble finding somebody else. She'll make sure that they have money.
I'd be more surprised if she wasn't already hooking up with somebody. I mean, I asked somebody about this. I said, like, I don't understand this. You're married to someone, like, for 21 years. You have no sexual desire to step out and do anything. I don't think that Erika and Tom were doing anything. But it was a female that told me that women can go without sex. It's men that can't go without it. So, I mean, are we supposed to believe, though, that Erika went 21 years with maybe in the beginning there was sex? But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's probably been an arrangement is what I would guess. Allegedly, but that's what I would guess.
Well, as you say, she'd been married for 21 years. He was like 60. And he probably was capable in those days. But I'm sure that she hasn't been pure as the driven snow either. I don't think in the last 10 years of her life that she's had much sex with him. So, maybe she's got it somewhere else, or maybe she just was so involved in her own ego and her own life that was satisfying for her for a while. Maybe she didn't need the sex right then and there, but that's hard to believe.
Yeah. I mean, could be. Maybe she had respect for, this is like a big maybe, but maybe she had enough respect for him where she didn't do it, and her sexuality came out in the music and the music videos and the costumes and all that.
Yeah, that's what I said,
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. I tend to, like, have very little faith in people, so, you know, I'm eye-rolling for those listening because I don't really know, but I don't know. I don't want to put too much, too much behind Erika's moral authority and moral code.
This was his third marriage, so
yeah, time to hang it up. You know,
he'll find somebody else too. If he really does have money, somebody else will latch on to him. Some other young person that he'll feel as though, it's good for a man's ego when they get older to have a young, beautiful girl on their arm,
Well, that's
and the girl really doesn't look to him for sex. She probably gets it somewhere else.
Yeah, and she gets the Range Rover. She gets the Range Rover. She gets the new iPhone. She gets, the trip. That's what she gets out of it. Yeah. No, I don't know. That'll be the real test. If he was hiding money or has any money at all, he'll have a girl. If he's just another broke elderly man, I don't see anybody rushing to his side. So I guess that will be the test.
Yeah, that'll be the test.
Yeah. Well, let's change gears. Unless if you have any other advice for Erika or Tom.
All I can say is they deserved each other.
Sounds like it. Yeah. No sympathy here, really. I mean, there's just too much going on in the world. But I feel the same way. I don't talk Kardashians on this podcast. But Kanye and Kim, the divorce, I feel nothing towards it. Nothing. They're two hyper-privileged people. And, there's just too many problems in the world to worry about these divorces.
I don't follow them. I could care less about the Kardashians.
Oh, believe me. They'll talk about someone who'll be fine and on to the next, her. Yeah. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk, just a little bit of a casual conversation at first about how we've been keeping busy during quarantine. Granny's always up to something. Wait till you hear the latest, what she was doing for the holidays. And then we're going to talk about interesting, this TV stuff that's coming out in 2021. There's never been more options, and yet I still am struggling to find something that excites me. Why is this? Granny June and I are going to look at what is coming up in the new year on and in and around television. That and more in a moment. Now this.